When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good Thursday morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Thursday. How's everybody? Hey, Robin. See if everybody comes in, gets notification. It's Thursday. Hey, Alan. Alan's here. How is everybody? Monique. Brandon, good to see you. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Can everybody hear me okay on Facebook and YouTube there and everything on Periscope? Wayne, good morning. I never know if it's Wayne or Rhonda, but in line getting Bojangles, remember that from, yes, I do. I do. Hey, Danelle, good to see you. Yes, Brandon, I do. I hate to tell you what I ate one time at Bojangles, so I will not tell you until after you've eaten. Hey, John, good to see you. Perfect, perfect. Okay, while you're coming in, if you will, please retweet. It's a slow morning getting people in here, I can see. Maybe we're being shadow banned. I don't know, but we'll see if we can get more people in. I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing to you now. I'm going to read to you part of Psalm 98. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gained him the victory. The Lord has made known his salvation. His righteousness he has revealed in the sight of the nations. He has remembered his mercy and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Amen. First, last, 33. Why? Psalm is meant to be sung. I know. I'll let somebody else do that. Oh my gosh. Amen, amen. I don't know where everybody is this morning. This is like nobody's here yet. Everybody's slow. I know. Wayne, I don't know what happened to people. I don't know if they're not getting a notification or if they're on vacation. I have no idea. At Bojangles, could be. Everybody's there. Seems like it. I mean, by now we've had a lot more people come in, so when I take Wednesdays off, maybe it's slow getting back into the groove. Hey, Brent. Hey, Jules. Hey, Big Al, good to see you. If you could retweet this to let people know that we're actually on. Hey, Philip, good to see you. It's almost like people are joining and then they get kicked out like immediately because I can see it happening. So I have no idea what's happening. And that's not everybody, that's just a couple of people. That's so strange. Hey, Pap. So we have a lot to talk about, but if there's no one here, that happened to be the... I know, Danielle, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's strange. Because this isn't typical, so I don't know what it is. But we'll wait just another minute. Hi, Susan. Always great to hear your words of care and wisdom. Aw, thank you, Brent. Thank you for joining, Jules. I don't know, again, where everybody is. I'll be back going to check scope. Okay. Hey, Julia. Good to see you. What's everybody been up to over the last day? We took the dogs to a park in San Diego called Balboa Park. Pap, we have a lot of things to talk about, a lot in the news, but I'm a little hesitant about going forward because it just seems that no one has gotten notifications today. So I'm just trying to wait and hopefully that people will see as people start to share that we're here. Hey, Randy. Hey, Pilot Mike, how are you? I've been school shopping. Oh, wow. People are possibly gagging and the Pelosi's go. Yeah, I see. That's why I don't go to those, Jules. I don't waste my time with her stuff. Hey, just that. Good morning, my lovely Sue. Good word. Imaging. Fox News. Brett Baer sides with the reporter who was blocked from the Rose Garden. Yeah, just that Fox is. Yeah, I was off yesterday, Jules. Fox is siding with CNN. What happened to the reporter? Good morning. Hey, gee whiz. Gee whiz. So. That's not unusual. Hey, Kip, for all of the people like that to kind of stand together who are reporters, because they all are afraid that their First Amendment rights are going to be violated. They don't care that they're spreading fake news. That's not the problem. Hey, Dawn, sorry, got to agree with Fox on that one. Yeah, I don't know, Dawn, what happened with the reporter. Well, there was a reporter yesterday who apparently was Sarah Carter saying that yes, so Cohen is a scumbag. That's what I said, gee whiz. And the reporter, I guess, was in the, when they were talking at some meeting, she was yelling out questions, asking questions about Cohen, nothing that, hey Lee, good morning, nothing that was pertinent to what they were discussing. Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda says Fox is going down the tubes. Kimberly leaving was an indication of issues. Could very well be. And so also just yelling out questions. You remember that the other day when they had that same problem where that reporter was yelling out question? You have a thumbnail on scope. What does that mean, Wayne? I mean, I do put down what's going to be the hashtags on the scope. But that reporter yelled out was saying some stuff. She was saying that President Trump was answering her when he was telling her, basically to stop talking. Both sides, whether Democrats, Republicans, they all serve the same master. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Bye, Pappy. Up to nearly 29. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Something really wrong with that. People can see you're on. Okay, good. Hey, Zach. So by reporters calling out, he was always a scumbag. He was a scumbag when he was a DT-45. Yeah, he's always a scumbag. Hey, Zach. I know, stranger. TNN, Trump News Network. Nah. We should have that. We should have that up and running. But you can't call out during, times when we have invited guests from other countries. It's inappropriate to be standing there. There's a time and a place to ask your ridiculous questions that you ask over and over and over. No matter what the answer is, you answer. Oh, you ask over and over. Hey, Jerry. So there's a time and place for that. Don't be calling out when it's supposed to be decorum, and wait until a press conference or wait until another time when you're given permission to do so. Hey, Noel, that would have been in every case in every president. Yeah, I know. I don't watch Pelosi. I figured everybody was there, Jerry, but why waste your time? Noelle and I were watching a fire yesterday that was set in Idlewild. It's in Riverside County. And Noelle, I just wanted to let you know, in case you didn't know, they arrested a guy that they suspect went around and was lighting the fires yesterday and caused the fire in Idlewild. It was, last I heard, 3,000 acres and one home was destroyed and other damage, I'm sure. Professional decorum is lost with the MSM. It is, Rhonda, and they don't. Yeah, an arsonist. Yep, Jerry. It was terrible. They don't understand the difference between, they think they call it freedom of speech, freedom of the press. But the problem is you have to be professional. And yeah, you have to be professional. They don't know how to be professional. That's the problem. Hey, Carmen, they think that they have the right to call out anytime, anywhere, make fools of themselves or whatever. Some nut job set fire to $250,000 worth of golf carts in South Florida, Jerry said. Yeah, that's really insane. So anyway, I basically feel, I think that reporter should have been shut down. I think they should have shut down people like Acosta months ago, yelling out stuff all the time. And so there's a time and a place to ask those questions. It's not when you have dignitaries there. Hey, Lori, good morning. You are free to act like an ass, but there are consequences, Rhonda said. That's right. Hey, Dee. Hey, Flanagan, Met. Flan. It's embarrassing to the United States. It is. I think it was something in the Oval Office that she interrupted. There was, the EU guy was there in the Oval Office, and they were talking, and she was interrupting. It's not acceptable when you're there in front of a guest. They do give you times. Oh, sweetheart, but gee whiz, let me just ask you, gee whiz, since you brought that up, did you sleep with a porn star? Because I have it on good authority that you probably did something like that. Now, you probably would tell me that you would want me to prove that, but see, you, gee whiz, you just want to go around spouting stuff that you have no proof of, because when you hear it from the mainstream media, you automatically, oh, it's got to be true. It's got to be true. I'm going to go and I'm going to be spouting it all over the place. Well, gee whiz, that could happen to you as well. So you should be careful about what you're doing and the lies that you're spreading, because someday it could happen to you. So just take that, as a word of caution. Repeater idiots. Yep. Gee whiz might be proud of that. It could be. Most of the media is gone, and you're right, Sue. A time and a place for everything. I can't remember they are doing this to any other president. They only want to embarrass POTUS enough. That's right. That's exactly why they do it, just that. They never, ever did that to President Obama. They didn't do that even with President Bush, as much as they hated him. Dog whistle for liberal porns. I know. But I'll tell you, he's not America's spouse. POTUS is our president, and we are winning. And Jules, there's never been any proof that he slept with anybody. And let me just tell you, for everybody like Gee Whiz who's listening, and just what point that Jules made, if he slept with her before he became president, I say me. Why are you upset though? I say me. I don't understand that, Gee Whiz. The thing of it is, if he slept with her, it was before he became president. And as I've said 1,000 times before, and I know most of you feel the same way, I don't care what he did like that before he became president. That's between him, his wife, and God. If he's sleeping with her now while he's president, then I want to know about it, because that's a national security interest. Yeah, we don't care. I mean, my God, if we cared, and maybe we should have, come to think of it, but we should have cared more maybe about Clinton before he became president. My God, and all the things that people were proving about him. They could have had a new woman story every day with Clinton, but they didn't care. Exactly, Julia. Look at Bill. Yep, there you go. Offer, didn't care what you do in the bedroom. Yep. And it's funny, the Democrats don't care about what the Democrat presidents did. They don't care that John F. Kennedy was sleeping with, most likely, with Marilyn Monroe while he was married, and had her come out and sing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." They don't care about any of that. Oh, well, that was so long ago. Yeah, gee whiz. I mean, you gotta have proof, for one. Stop spreading rumors and lies. But you've had a one-night stand. Oh, Johnny, go lately someplace. Everyone, I swear to God, why do we get these deprived people, or depraved, I guess, coming in? I know, so ridiculous. My God. No, gee whiz, you were wanting to spread that rumor. You were wanting to spread that rumor about a porn star. It's a rumor. And let me just tell you, gee whiz, if you're listening to somebody who's a porn star, and that's who your authority is, maybe you better look for a different authority. Just saying. And is that a judgment? Yes, that's a discernment that I would make. Though it's Friday. I know, thought it was Friday for a second. I know, Lee. Exactly. Stop listening to nasty women, Brandon said. Exactly. And her husband thinks she cheated on him. That, to me, it's like, you married her, you knew she was a porn star when you married her, you were into porn too, I think. I think I read that he was too. And then he thinks you're that he thinks that for some reason she could be cheating on him. Yeah, I got that same suspicion. I don't know. Something just telling me. Okay, so let's go to some news that we have, some breaking news and some other news. Um, uh, Orders for long-standing U.S. factory goods rose in June after declining for 2 months, and that's a sign that manufacturing is still growing despite global trade disputes. You made association, you should stop listening? No? I saw you talking about porn stars and stuff, gee whiz. I know what the reference was. I mean, come on. It's beginning to circulate that most likely these women were paid. You guys realize they can't attack him on policy, so they get personal nasty. Yes, that's what they always do. That's what they always do. There's nothing to attack him on. Even the tape that was released from CNN. I mean, CNN, who always wants to jump in and spout fake news. They don't really care. They don't check sources, whatever. Basically, on there, they cut it before Donald Trump, supposedly, if it's Donald Trump, I'm assuming it is, everybody thinks it is, so we'll go with it, says, when Cohen says, I'll pay her with cash or whatever, President Trump, then just Donald Trump, candidate Trump, says, no, 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 pay with a check. Okay, so if you're going to hide something, you're not going to pay with a check. Did you see CNN Cuomo? Yes, I love it. Here's why Cohen is a scumbag. Very interesting to hear the other side, though. No, it's not very interesting to hear the other side, gee whiz, when the other side is not dealing in facts. If they want to deal in facts, I'm willing to hear what they have. They don't deal in facts, they deal in emotion. Yeah, I heard don't pay cash, and somebody said pay with check or something like that. And that's the part that was cut out. Good morning. And they said that CNN now has hired an expert so they can listen to it and hear exactly what was said. Praise the Lord. Pence just announced that sanctions on Turkey for detained pastor is not released. Finally, things are being done. Yes, you know that yesterday they were saying that Pastor Andrew has been taken out of the jail and he's in like home confinement. And so Vice President, you don't have to agree with me, but you can go away. There's other scopes. Or just stay and listen. You might learn something. Good morning, zippity-doo-dah. So anyway, he's in home confinement. They're saying you need to release him now. This typically means that they look like they're going to release him. This, by the way, has been helped, as Jay Sekulow said, by... Okay, yeah, I'm getting rid of you there. This has been helped by President Trump. And again, you would hear nothing about it on the mainstream media, as if President Trump did absolutely nothing with this. They haven't even talked about it. Jay Sekulow is the only one talking about Pastor Andrew Brunson. That's it. And so Vice President Pence just said a little while ago, like a half an hour ago or less, that we're going to slap Turkey with sanctions if they don't release the pastor. And that's really good. Do that. He's under house arrest. Don said, hey, Dixie Doodles, I listened to the CNN expert, and it seems to me he was kind of siding with Trump. Yeah, isn't that something, Don? If they would only wait to get the real story and the real facts. I know, Marlene. Hallelujah. Yep. Mark Levin said that Michael Cohen also has Cuomo in tape. Yes. No, they're not going to release anything else. Hey, Barbara, they're not going to release the tapes, but I think everybody else should release the tapes. I think all the other freedom of the press warriors should also release the tape. Every single one of them. All the reporters in there asking all of their questions, no telling what they said, what they were asking, and what they mentioned they might want to do. Let's hear those tapes as well. But no, we'll hear one. And from what I've been reading, that of all the tapes that Cohen has, basically the only one that has any meaning at all. Hey, Jim, about President Trump. How did CNN get the tape? Oh, I don't know, Lori. I would say a leak. That's the one about the payment, cash or check. That's the only one that they really have about President Trump. Good morning, Maury. The rest of them are about the reporters and other people. But you know what? You're going to release one. Let's release all of them to the American public. Let's hear the reporters. Yeah, I should play the tape on a loop, and let's hear all the reporters asking their scumball questions. Hey, Blind, how are you? Yeah, CNN has experts. No, Rhonda, they had to hire experts. They don't have their own experts. Let's see. In other news, this morning, as you probably know, President Trump blasted Twitter for its shadow banning and said that we're going to... Oh, that's right. Cohen's lawyer gave the tape to CNN. That's right. Yeah. And let me just say a few words. I think I said this the other day. I think there's some ethical violations here. Why are you at the hospital, Barbara? Shadow banning, basically, Danielle, there's a lot of stuff to it. For example, if sometimes when you... Oh, okay, Barbara, good. If you tweet something out, if you're shadow banned, nobody may see it. Even though you've tweeted it, it may not show up in on your timeline even, or anybody else's that follows you. It's also that the thread, how people respond and stuff like that. You may not even see those responses, and nobody else may see them. You have Twitter getting heat on shadow banning. Watch Veritas video on employees saying they do. Conservatives don't trend either because they suppress it. That's right, Brandon. That's absolutely true. So, what I was going to say with Cohen, I think there may be some ethical violations for recording your client without telling them that you are recording. Now, with Cuomo, he assured Cuomo he wasn't recording when he in fact was. Well, if it was all done in a one consent state, then that may be different, gee whiz. However, as an attorney, you have responsibilities towards your client, and lying to your client or misrepresenting what you're doing is not okay. That would be like me being your attorney, having you come in and talk to me tape recording everything you're telling me, and then me not telling you that I'm recording everything. Nobody will ever talk to him again. I know. Cohen's days are numbered. That's why he's hanging around right now with Al Sharpton. GAB President Andrew Torba says go to, shadowban.eu. Put in your handle and see if you are being shadow banned. Hey, Eric. Good morning. And what does Michael Avenatti doing and saying he's out for the truth? I know. Good Lord. Facebook. Listen, Facebook, Rhonda, they lost more than that. Facebook this morning tanked. They've lost already 18%. And because of things are so bad today, they may lose $100 billion plus in value today. Self-incriminating laws, yep. You mean like undercover cops do. The undercover cops are different, gee whiz. They have warrants to do what they do undercover. You can't just go and listen to people without a warrant. You got to do that. You see, it's a thing called the law. Florida, oh boy, it's required a two-party, yeah. And I don't know if he was talking to him in Florida. I don't know if he was in New York. I don't know where. In California, you can't record somebody unless you tell them and get their permission. And when you get their permission, it better be on the recording that they have given you permission to record them. And again, as an attorney, you have a fiduciary duty to your client. And for me, I think that's an ethical violation that should be looked into by the Bar Association. There is a unique thought in the law. Yeah, exactly. Social media with socialist agenda is now paying a price, as they should. And I tweeted out to the president, it's not when he this morning was telling Twitter, we're going to go look into this discriminatory and illegal practice. Then basically, I tweeted out and said, it doesn't just happen to prominent Republicans. It happens to everybody. Yeah, unless they are in a public space. That's right, Brandon. But it's like if even with cops, if they're going to not wiretap, but if they're wearing a wire and they're going after somebody, even in a public place, there's usually a warrant because there's an investigation going on. They can't just go out and go, oh, I think I'll listen to what this person over here is saying. They have to have somebody targeted and a reason for that target and a reason to do what they're doing. Yeah. Videos and posts by conservatives and Facebook jail suspensions with their algorithms. Yeah, I think Facebook is basically learning that they've gotten into a hornet's nest. Yes, Facebook brought this on themselves. They are hostile to dissenting opinions, which is wrong. God does not sleep. Exactly. Did you watch Pompeo yesterday? He gave the Dems the full smackdown. I watched part of it, Jules, because I took the day off, and I actually did take the day off. But I watched it, and I watched how pathetic Bob Corker was. He reminded me of Kamala Harris and Cory Booker all put into one. And the guy claims he's a Republican. I can see why he's leaving. He should leave. He shouldn't have even been there yesterday. Hey, Amanda. He was disgusting. Pompeo gave it back to him. And I remember one time Pompeo said, you know, I see the game you're playing. He understands the game that they are playing. All that was yesterday was about disparaging the president and having their long speeches sort of make you think it's really a question when it's just a speech against the president. It was it's ridiculous. Facebook banned a picture of Jesus being crucified because it was disturbing, Danielle said. Yeah, I agree it's disturbing, but you know what? That shouldn't be their decision. Eavesdropping is real in the South, sadly, Carmen said. But Pompeo, he really did do a fantastic job. He's been around the block. He knows what it was going to be like. He knows that they weren't going to allow him to answer questions. They would interrupt him, which they basically did. And he would have to say, I'd really like to answer the question. Every single Dem got the Pompeo smirk. I know. Noelle, it's so good. Pompeo rocks, great man of God. Yes, he is. Absolutely did a great, fantastic job. And also, one thing I wanted to mention, America needs time to heal. Yeah, they need time to heal from Obama is what they need time to heal. From all the crimes and all the swamp under the Obama administration that still hasn't been brought out into the light yet. And that's what we need to heal from. On that Cohen tape, this is what's not being mentioned too much by mainstream media. I think Fox is the only one who said it. On that tape, it also says, Cohen says on the tape that payment to Stormy wasn't for the campaign, it was for Trump. He says that to Cuomo, supposedly, on that tape. Because what the Democrats are trying to do is saying, oh, well, this was all a campaign financing violation, and that was a payment you were trying to shut her up. No, gee whiz, I didn't know what you meant. That's what I said, though. And another thing, here's the thing, too, that I find kind of amazing, in a way. I guess over the weekend on Sunday, Maxine Waters, it's so great to see a transgender person. Oh, well, Ryan, it's so great to have somebody just as much as a, I don't know, discriminatory, what else are you? I say discriminatory. And you know, you get blocked for that. You're not a racist, but you're a sexist, I see, and you get blocked for that. Unbelievable. Daily Wire article on Obama administration paying money to known terrorist organizations. Yeah, I think we knew that before. Yeah, he's got poof, had to go, Wayne. So Maxine Waters went into a church in Los Angeles and basically told people, I guess her pastor had said, you know, that whatever God calls you to do, Maxine, that's what you should do. So Maxine told that congregation basically that it was God who told her to go after President Trump. And that's what she was here for. That's her purpose. Well, I think, no, it wasn't a rumor, gee whiz, people were there, and I think it's probably recorded. But anyway, let's just say it is a rumor. She talks about it every day. Every day. Impeach 45. Impeach 45. I'm here. I want to impeach 45. So, in her own words. Now, here are my words. If as Bill and I talk about on our show on her little God, her little G God told her that. I know, Alan. As we talk about on our show, God's views, if somebody tries to interfere with God's purpose, watch out. Watch out. I know, Wayne. I should. And maybe I could do it without even touching the screen, Wayne. It's the only thing her brain can compute. Yeah, probably, Carmen, but you give her a lot of credit. You say that she has a brain, so we'll go with that. But no, there are not many gods. There's only one God with the big G, and that is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Hey, Kim, good to see you. So I'm going to stand back and watch. I'm going to watch what happens to Maxine, because if she's going to interfere, I bet, Marlene, if she's going to interfere, then I wouldn't want to be Maxine. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near Maxine. So we'll pray for her that whatever happens isn't horrendous to her. That's crazy. Maxine is insane, Robin said. God speaks against that in the Bible, Dawn said. Yep. I know, Dawn. And like I said, somebody going against God's purpose, you better watch out. It's not going to end well for you. Don't know what's going to happen, not wishing any ill will. Don't talk about God and his chosen. When did you will you people go away today? What is it with you people? Good Lord. Talk about fear and trembling. I know. If her brain goes past that thought, it will explode. Why are you people coming in and what, are you homophobic as well? Those people who are coming in and talking against transgenders, are you also homophobic? I mean, it must be Friday. I know it's Thursday on the calendar, but it must be Friday in your mind. And you're coming out of the basement and you're going, oh, let's see what I can say today that's so bad. Yep, that's right. I would not want to be close to anyone going against God's will. No, Kim. It's not going to end well. Kids are taking a long weekend. Yeah, it's school vacation time? Yes, it is. School's still out. It's always Friday for basement dwellers, Brandon said. Right on Fox News, they said that the White House Press Association condemns what they did to the reporter yesterday. They are defending the indefensible. Yeah. Come on, folks. Listen. We can learn a lot. Thank you, Dennis. Yep, absolutely, Trump. Okay, so anyway, we'll see what happens with Maxine. We'll see where that goes. And we'll pray for Maxine that she can kind of drop it now before it's too late. How about that? As I said, also, Facebook is set to lose more than $100 billion in its market value today. Who's ready for the midterms? I know, Brandon. And they had disappointing quarterly results. I mean, if Mark Zuckerberg should take this as a kind of a hint that maybe he's not doing things well, that the majority of people don't like it, that he needs to cut it out. I don't know about you, but I've noticed they've backed off a little bit for me. Now, this could probably end up badly for me by saying that, but I was in Facebook jail like every week, and so far, it's been a lot better. Let's see. The EU yesterday with the tariffs, oh my goodness. Even Dan Bongino had to come out and say, I was wrong. He had to say, I got it all wrong. Trump being protest proves that Christians what they can do together. That's true, Danielle. But Dan Bongino said I was very skeptical with his tariffs because that's just taxes. Everybody, the Democrats wanted you to believe that the tariffs were bad, that the farmers would suffer. Well, yesterday in the EU meeting, immediately they said that they were going to start trading in soybeans. They weren't going to put any tariffs on that, and that's going to help the farmers immediately. And they want to work towards an open, fair trade with no tariffs at all. You tell me what president ever got as close to having no tariffs as we have gotten with Europe right now. I don't remember a single president. In fact, I don't think a single president ever tried. And President Trump is accomplishing it. We're past the halfway mark. If you guys wouldn't mind retweeting, I would appreciate it. Farmers in North Carolina were hurting briefly from the Chinese tariffs. Yep. So the $12 billion bailout is no longer necessary. I don't know. They haven't mentioned it. And I don't even know if that was true. I'm not for the bailout either. But I don't know if they were really going to, make it that large, or if that was just something they were saying before they were going to see what was going to happen. I don't know. And I haven't heard any word on that yet. I'm not for bailout. That's what the Democrats do. So I'm not for that either. Hopefully that's not going to take place. Also, as you probably heard, 11 GOP Congress people introduced the articles of impeachment against Rosenstein. My dad is a soybean farmer, and he was never upset. He understood what POTUS was doing. See, Julia, that's because he's a smart man, and he understands business. Anybody who understands business knows that you can't continue to be screwed by other people and sit and take it. The Democrats, they don't know anything about business, and that's what they think is okay. Because we were getting tariffs and having to pay all of these countries and getting nothing in return. No, he's very smart, Matt. Very smart. And are you talking about Julia's dad, or are you talking about Trump? Because both of them are smart. So which one were you kind of putting down with your statement? Ryan hosts the weekly. Yeah. It's every week, Carmen. It's no big deal. Trump is a very smart man. I don't know if you've been awake, Matt, during all of this, his presidency. But if you want to go back and do you know how to Google? You can Google, right? Because you're probably down in the basement and stuff like that. Just go and Google President Trump's accomplishments, list them all out, and read them this time. The only business the Dems know is how to line their pockets with our money by raising taxes. That's right. Maxine needs to go away and do something productive with her life for real, Josette said. I don't know, Josette. I think she sees it as being productive. He doesn't know the difference of double negatives. Oh, well, Matt, it's a good thing that we don't need that to be successful in this country. Double negatives really not important, but okay. So the president today is on his way to Iowa and Illinois. So the man just keeps on working and keeps on working. And bye, Matt. Extremely smart. Exactly, Don. I give people so long and then they can just go bye-bye because it's very disruptive. Oh, and guess what? I don't have to worry about freedom of the press or anything else. It's in this scope. It's big ag that was upset because that's who our trade policies have benefited from, not small farmer. That's right. Again, Julia, the small farmer always gets the wrong end of the stick, right? And all these big ag companies, and the ones, by the way, in California who were using all the water when we had to go on rationing in California with the water, they were the ones, guess what? They didn't have to ration at all. And they are the ones that caused us to have the problems in the drought. But nobody mentions that. Just like with the straws. We don't, the straws are nothing. Bye, gee whiz. It may not be nice, gee whiz, but see, this is my scope. You have your own scope. I won't come to your scope and be, taunting you or saying crap to you. If you don't like the scope, you can leave. And I wouldn't come to your scope. See, when I go to other people's scope, I'm respectful. Yeah, Monsanto, exactly. And those people, my husband and I went to Salinas during the summer. And during the middle of the day, water from these big ag companies and their fields were just leaking everywhere. And they were watering their fields like at the heat of the day. It was crazy. Ben Sass was in tizzy because he represents, for corporate farming. Poor Ben. Poor Ben. You'll have to find something else to do. Yeah, okay, gee whiz. You can count on it. Monsanto is now Bayer, I think. Yeah, I think Bayer did buy Monsanto. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know where these articles of impeachment are going to go on Rod Rosenstein. I don't know if they're going to be looked at now. I don't know if they're going to be looked at later when they're back in session. See, I didn't think they were going to be able to get out of August. I thought that McConnell was going to make everybody stay in session in August. Apparently, that's not true because I read that they're going to come back on September the 4th. So that means the whole month of August then all of these Congress people are going to be gone. They need to look at them fast. Yeah, they do, Alan. And it would take. House just said no Rosenstein vote today. Yeah. So again, it's kind of one of those things that's going to be sort of in name only. I really think. I think it's done to send a message to Rosenstein for one. Yep, they're all leaving today. It's like, bye Congress. Have a good month off doing nothing on taxpayer dollars. Who gets a month off? You know, I mean, very rarely. Carmen said if pisses her off, should be in office. Yep. Wins the SCOTUS vote. Oh, Danielle, not for a long time. Not for a long time. Because, as you know, Rosenstein's out there with his federal prosecutors. Teachers do. That's about it, Brandon. Hiring those special federal prosecutors, which is abnormal, to go and look into, probably, Danielle, to go and look into his background. Nowhere they are out for the week, not enough votes, but good enough to plant the seed of thought, Gee Whiz says. Gee Whiz. Why did I know that you would say that, Gee Whiz? I don't know also if you saw over the last couple days, did anybody hear more information? Yeah, I know, Sessions' reaction. Marlene, did Sessions have a reaction? Cheese Whiz. Yeah, that's it, Brandon. Seagram's liquor. I don't know if anybody drinks in here or buys Seagram's liquor, but if you do buy Seagram's, you may want to think about it and maybe go and buy something else. Oh, dear God. Are these like 12-year-olds or just people with 12-year-old mentalities? Yeah, he has full confidence in Rosenstein. Yeah, he always does. Waste of money, Brandon said, non-drinker. Okay, so Seagram's liquor heiress. Why is IG investigating the SCOTUS pick? Well, what they do, Alan, for every time there's a SCOTUS pick, they go through and they do review. They do a review on the person and see if there's anything that's a red flag. But they're using federal prosecutors this time, which is something that's never done. So anyway, Seagram's liquor heiress Claire Bonfman allegedly used her family fortune to buy an entire island and a private plane to get there to bankroll a sex cult. This is what the feds are charging her with. Allegedly, this guy named Keith Rainier is the group's leader. His right-hand woman is Allison Mack from Smallville, according to the paperwork. And this is allegedly they were coercing women into joining a secretive master-slave society where slaves were forced to pleasure Rainier, have his initials permanently branded into their skin, and perform free labor. Yeah, so, again, yes. If you know anybody that buys some Seagram's liquor, maybe they should go someplace else and not give these people more money. Yeah, Brand Ironmark. Can you believe that? Now, the woman pleaded not guilty to the allegations. She conspired with Rainier to steal email passwords from his perceived enemies, racked up charges on the credit card of his dead girlfriend, and laundered money to help an illegal fraudulently gain entry into the United States. Yeah, horrific stuff. Horrible. You wonder, now, this was a sex cult. I'm kind of assuming for adults. You wonder if they took this into children. I don't know. The dots beginning to connect. Just wait for even bigger fish. Yeah, I know, Noelle. Exactly. I mean, this is crazy. As an aircraft mechanic, don't buy a plane, Wayne said. Stuff like this is going to going on near the border? Yeah, I don't think so. Seagram has ginger ale. I buy another brand. Good for you. Actor outed Seth Green too. Ooh. Sex cult. You're laughing. Gee whiz is laughing at the fact that it's a sex cult. Anyway, the demonic forces are running rampant. Yes, very rampant. It's amazing, that these women that appear to be halfway intelligent would be involved in something like this. I mean, it's creepy, it's scary, it's disgusting. There's a bot to block. 100 to block, Alex. Tom Hanks accused. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Tom Hanks. I'm hearing a lot of that. I don't know if the Tom Hanks story is true or not. Oh man, Seagrams has ginger ale. Yeah, Alan, it does. Bought Thursday. That's a weird case. Yeah, and again, I'm not going to go around. No, that's not an orgy when you're branding people, gee whiz. But anyway, I'm not going to go around talking about Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks when I don't have information on it to know. There is Canada Dry. There you go, Brandon. Let's see. Fox News just said Fox News is saying the real reason POTUS is going to Iowa is because he's underwater in 3 states. They even showed the polls. That is gross. The Lord is slowly peeling back the layers. Let's see how long the media will ignore these stories, Josette said, in regards to the Seagram heiress. Yeah, I think in a way, because we've been seeing it slowly, you're going to see Fox News turning more and more against the president. Maybe that's why Kimberly left to go work for the Trump campaign. I don't know. Oh, other Verners? Ginger ale too, Dawn said. Let's see. They said that most GOP governors, Susan, thank you for being a wise sister who's savvy in the morning. Thank you. Thank you, RLU Care one. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. And I know I can't remember what your name is because you're not in a lot, so I forget your name when I don't see you. What is your first name? What can I call you? Ron. Thank you, Ron. I should be able to remember that. I hope. Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. I know. I hope that Kimberly and Don Jr. get married. Cute couple, Bob said. Yeah, I don't have an opinion one way or another on that. From LA. Oh, cool. That was set up months ago. Kimberly leaving. She posted a farewell note yesterday, Dawn said. Yep. I could tell, that Kimberly was getting a little tired of Juan Williams and kind of going after him a little. I was thinking, what's this all about? What's my thought on the closure of Ivanka's line? Well, let's just say if Ivanka hadn't closed her line, there would be Democrats all over continuing to say that, oh, she's doing this. Look how rich she's getting off her father by being the president. Oh, she shouldn't be able to do this. And you know what's so funny, gee whiz? She's a Democrat. Anyway, most GOP governors are for Kavanaugh, with the exception 4 governors who are up for re-election in blue states didn't sign the the petition or whatever, or the letter saying that they were for Kavanaugh. Those 4 governors are Larry Hogan in Maryland, Bruce Rauner in Illinois, Phil Scott in Vermont, and Charlie Baker in Massachusetts. So there are your 4 Republicans who are wanting to get reelected, so they're not willing to come out and stand for the president. They care more about reelection. Yep, they do. Prophet Taylor said the Lord told him that the media is like a stench in his nostrils, so that means it's really bad. Josette said. Yes. Yeah, it's like, when they talk about in the Bible the gnashing of teeth. That's when I see the reporters and they're all just trying to, in the swamp. It reminds me of gnashing of teeth. People over self-promotion. Yeah, they care more about that. They want the Democrats in the blue state to vote for them, and they want the Republicans in the blue state who are really Democrats to vote for them as well. So they have to keep quiet about how they really feel. Thanks, Cannon. Now, you remember the Democrat candidate from North Carolina, the Republican, who basically got. Um, oh no! Well, you remember the guy from Georgia? Sorry, from Georgia, who dropped out of the race because he was fooled by Sasha Baron Cohen, who, by the way, that guy is after Republicans like crazy. So I don't know if you support him. I don't. Um, but just another one bit the dust. Now, a Democrat candidate in North Carolina legislature dropped out because of a 12-year-old blog that she had written that surfaced because she spoke how she felt at the time about illegals. She called them illegals. She said that the United States bends over backwards to kiss their behinds. Hey, Lynn, I didn't even see you. And she said they're spending our tax dollars to put up English and Spanish signs. So she said that 12 years ago, probably exactly how she felt then, maybe how she really feels now. But as a Democrat, she couldn't say that, not be a Democrat and win. And she couldn't even be a Democrat and run, obviously, because she went ahead and dropped out, felt that it was the best thing that she could do. So the truth, she spoke. Exactly, Heather. And she got caught. Now she lies. Kimberly threatening to sue Huffington Post story saying she left involuntarily. Psh. Surprise, surprise that HuffPost isn't telling the truth. Do they really care? and you know, one thing when they're so big like that, do they really care if they get sued? Got tons of money, so it's not really a big problem for them. And this is a good bit of news. Obama, Clinton, Feinstein said the same things 12 years ago. Oh, yes, they did, Julia. And also, if you want to hear somebody like Jerry Brown, he was so against the Vietnamese relocation. Remember back in the, what was it, the 70s maybe? When the boat people that came over? Yeah, exactly, Heather. We will pay for that. Yeah, Jerry Brown said some really nasty things about the boat people. He didn't want them here or anything else. And all of a sudden, when Obama came along, oh yeah, he'd seen the light, and he didn't mention to anybody what he had said before. We must unite and demand justice. Exactly, Heather. Funny, well, we have past tapes on Dim flip-flopping like a fish, and yet they will drop out because she changed her viewpoint. Yes, Dawn. And look at Bernie's comments back in the day praising Cuba. Now, that's not a surprise at all. Yeah, Poop Brown, Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown is going to be gone in November. However, unless the Republicans can turn out in droves and drag some Democrats with them, we're going to have the worst governor that ever existed on the planet, I'm afraid. That reminds me of Bill Cloud thing about the elephant and mouse versus the ass, Don said. Yep. So, an Oregon high school student. Remember this guy? Socialist for sure. Get ready. I know, Brandon. And socialism is on the rise. And even though they don't know what they're talking about, they're on the rise. If Dems, though illegals, would vote red, you would see the wall from space. I know. Hey, Amber. But who would do our nails if they had not come? Wayne said. Anyway. An Oregon high school student who sued his school district after the administration said, remember this guy? Newsom was horrible in San Francisco. Julia, and he was married to Kimberly Guilfoyle, for God's sakes. I don't know why she married that man. So the high school student who was wearing a pro-Trump border wall t-shirt, remember an Oregon high school student? They told him he had to take that off. And he wouldn't do it. And then he went out and sued his school district. Well, they're going to have to give him a written apology and $25,000 in a settlement. Yes. And thank God that he went out and did that. Money for college. There you go. And here's what I would say to the young guy in Oregon. I would say to the guy in Oregon, go someplace else and find a community that is not liberal and try to go to college there. If you really want to go to college, try to find a state where it's not liberal and you'll get a good education. Or if you don't want to go to college, that's great too. Then go someplace where you can get trained in the degree that you want. Robin said, good for him. That's awesome. Yeah, true that. I have a feeling she was more liberal before Fox. I think so too, Julia. And you know, like Dana Lash was. She was a Democrat. What in the world? Did you see the name of that account you just blocked? I saw part of it, Brandon. It was, if you can tell me what it was. Tech schools are good too. That's right. I saw last night on Laura's show an illegal shot an officer in the head. He's in hospital, thank God, improving, but a lawyer who fights for them defended this criminal. There was also a police officer that was shot and killed yesterday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A guy who they were trying to get back in jail yelled out, "I'm not returning to jail," and shot and killed the police officer. I went to UCLA. Well, I'm sorry. You got a liberal education. Probably got an education, but you got a liberal one. It was in California. I think your next step would have been worse, just to go to Berkeley. Yeah, you don't have to go to college if you don't want to. I paid $40,000 to have my daughter brainwashed. There you go, Cannon. Where do you get the impression that people have to go to college? You predict Cali is going red. Heather, I have dreams of that, but I don't think so. I would love it, but Ronald Reagan, unfortunately, and he admitted it, he kind of screwed that up. I'm a registered Republican and a CPA. Sorry that you had to go to UCLA. I'm counting on the same mercy God showed the U.S. in 2016 will be for us in California. I hope so. I hope so, Ron. But I don't know. It's pinking. It's purpling up anyway. The college environment doesn't get any better than I'm going to make all my kids become plumbers. And there's nothing wrong with being a plumber. Everybody thinks for whatever reason that you have to go. Oh, you're so funny. Gosh, Judge, you're so funny. That you have to go to college, and you don't. You need to go where you want to go and do the things that you want to do. You need no education, kids. Gee whiz, education can be learned outside of college. But just for your information, that you think that I'm just anti-college, I have a bachelor's, I have a master's, and I went to law school. You know, Gorn, or whatever your name is, I'm not going to answer your question after you made a joke of it. Why would I answer you? Liberals are running colleges, ruining colleges. I know many business people that will pass over applications from places like Berkeley because they don't want any problems, Nikolai said. Absolutely. Tech school is the way to go right now. You know, tech, computer industry, why would you do that? You really went to grad school? Oh, God. Okay, well, bye. Go back to the basement. Bye-bye. It's not for everyone, but you should encourage others to go. Why should I encourage? Gee whiz, I encourage others to do what they want to do. See, I'm not into brainwashing people and telling them they have to do this because this is better for them. Not necessarily for everybody. There are some people who go out and they do really well in other areas. I regret going to college now. Wish I would have gone to tech school, Bob said. There you go. Amen, sister. Heather said, nonetheless, many Christians are being mobilized for midterms like never before. And they should be, and they better be, Ron. Have a wonderful day. Keep the faith. Keep America great, Brenda said. Thank you. Common sense is not taught in college. And that is true, BC. Encourage others. You go 100K in debt and then can't get a job. Exactly. It did work for me, gee whiz, but that was me. What's right for me may not be right for somebody else. And so why would I encourage somebody to do whatever I said just because it was my opinion? My son's a trucker, not college, but supports his family. That's right, Danielle. And if he's doing what he's supposed to do, if he's doing God's purpose for him and his family, why shouldn't he do it? And why do people look down their noses at people like truck drivers, those in tech school? Why do they do that? Patrick said you call a doctor when you're sick, but not when the plumbing is broken. I love the fact that there's a voice still like Ben Shapiro, still able to speak to these young kids in college. Sometimes, if he's allowed in, Don. Not a cookie cutter freedom. Exactly, Lynn. Do what's best for you. Great scoops. So, Susan, have a blessed day. Thank you, Lee. Not all kids need to go to college. That's exactly right. Go and do what you need to go and do for yourself. Had a great job, and some of it took street smarts to handle it. AC guy makes $85 an hour. Yep. Well, looking back on it, my law degree has been probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, and probably some of the worst times I had in life doing things was probably in for my law degree. I mean, dealing with some of the people that I've met because of the law degree, like other attorneys that were just jerks, unfortunately. And that happens in every profession, I know. But there are other professions I could have taken, probably wouldn't have been as hostile, perhaps. But anyway, all right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. And I will, hopefully you guys will be here tomorrow. It'll be Open Option Friday. We'll talk about any subject. And we'll do it again, and hopefully the people in the basement will stay in the basement this time. So anyway, you guys, have a great day. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow. Take